Go live. All right, folks. Welcome to this something a bit different here on the Trading Nut channel. We've got Andre Stewart with us today. It's essentially a Q&A session. We're going to do a bit of back testing. In fact, Andre's going to walk through how some things you can sort of, I suppose, think about when you're back testing or do differently when you're back testing to make sure your back tests are going to be more effective, and also probably give you some areas to look at as well on the charts. So welcome to everyone in the chat. Now, the guys in the chat, today is the day that you need to get your questions in the chat, and we'll get Andre answering them. I'll try and give you guys some head starts with some questions of my own. And we'll jump up into Forex Simulator, get Andre on there to have a look at things. But first, welcome to the show.
Actually, thanks for having me back, man. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It has been a while. Now, guys, if you don't know who Andre is, and what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen for a second so you can actually see him. He is a trader who, if you don't know his full story, you might know him from Trading Nut episode 1, but he was also on my 52 Traders podcast, not just as a guest, but as a contestant in a challenge we did in episode, I think it was like 30 of the 52 Traders podcast, where Andre was given, I think, 7 weeks to learn from a specific trader with a whole bunch of other guys. So we got Andre's full story of where he was struggling, not doing very well at all, like blowing accounts and all that sort of stuff. And did the 7 weeks. Nothing actually changed. I don't think you got a bit more knowledge. No real improvement there. But then things went quiet for about 9 months. And then after 9 months, Andre sent me a message, and I didn't even know who he was. And a few exchanges of messages, and I realized he's like, "Oh, it's Andre from Nick's show," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And I'm like, "Who's Andre from Nick's show?" Had a look, worked out who he was, and then found out that he'd actually started doing very well with his trading. And you're still doing it, which is like, how many years ago was that?
I don't know. I've been at it for at least 7 years trading full time. Um, I'm knocking on 5 years.
Yeah, so I think, and the show's been around for about that long as well. So it's great to get you back on for a live call. I know you haven't done many of these you haven't done any of these for ages. So it's great to get you on. And guys in the chat, this is your chance to ask Andre some questions and really tap into somebody who's been doing this
I'm
for a
getting
long
messages
time.
from people in the group right now. It's so
Are you?
stupid.
If
Yeah.
they've got questions, let them lob them in, and you can answer them there. But guys, yeah, if you're watching and you've got questions, I'm monitoring the chat here, so please chuck them in. We're going to jump into some back testing in a second, but start off with Andre. Do you want to give the guys an
Yeah.
update? I think last time we had you on, it was quite some time ago,
2 minutes.
maybe a year ago or
Yeah.
so.
2 minutes.
Do you want to give them an update, like what's gone on for the last year? What are you doing?
Yeah.
How's your trading going, and that sort of thing?
I've accepted the fate, right? I'm a swing trader. Started, and it's a natural progression, right? Started from scalping to short term, medium term, and now pretty much swing trading, just because it fits my lifestyle now. And I don't say lifestyle like I'm not one of these guys popping bottles and champagne all over the internet, Lambos everywhere. You know, Whatever I have or don't have is my own business, right? I don't. It doesn't need to be on social media, but um, lifestyle in terms of being a dad, being a husband, practicing martial arts. I'm actually helping out in my dojo now, teaching the younger kids martial arts. And again, it's not a big role. It's just like whenever something needs help, I'm just like, I'll help, right? That's kind of been my role in realizing I'm actually technically retired from weird from traditional everyday life, and I really can't complain. Um, I enjoy the swing trading. I enjoy the low profile. I enjoy. Yeah, this is gonna sound horrible, but when everyone goes right, I enjoy going left.
Cool. Awesome. I mean, guys, if you haven't heard all of Andre's story, I mean, some of the highlights that I can remember are the $20 note story.
Oh
So
man, that's great.
why don't we get you to tell that in a second before we jump
Yeah.
into the back tester?
Okay.
And a couple of questions are coming in here now.
All right.
The other one is giving away all your stuff as well. Why don't you
Which
talk? When you
which
gave
which
away your
one?
shoes and stuff, you said that's it.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
literally
yeah.
sort of just like had to get rid of any connection to money, and to then beat your trading issues at hands down. And you went off and
Yeah.
said, right, I'm going to give away all my stuff. Do you want to give the guys a quick
Yeah,
two
of
second or
course.
2 minute thing on the $20 story, and then
Yeah,
we'll
of course.
answer a question. We'll jump into the back tester.
Yeah. So with the $20 story, I I I remember I was sitting in my kitchen late night, just grinding out trading, and I just losing the market, handing me my backside, left, right, left, right, left, right, and it's like, dude, I have kids, I gotta provide for my kids, I have a wife, I gotta keep a roof over my head, but in that, I had already, I don't think I even mentioned this on the show, but I had already lost the home, and I had already lost like a couple of vehicles, and it's not something I was comfortable talking about at that time, right? Ego, and I realized money is the problem. When I had $20 in my wallet, took out that $20 bill, looked at it, and yelled at it. You're not going to control me anymore. I'm going to control you. And I just cursing and oh my goodness, just an emotional wreck. And it clicked. I have issues with money, right? Not trading, not the market, it's money. So again, it's a function of ego because I had to be this guy who had all these shoes, all these Jordans, all this stuff for what? Attention. And I'm a logical thinker. I look around, I look at the plight that people have, and I see homeless people with no shoes on. And I'm looking at me like, dude, you have to be the biggest douche in the world. And again, I know I'm not the biggest douche in the world. It's just, your world is you. And I decided to start giving stuff away to people who actually really need it. And I see a homeless person on the street, and I would carry shoes in the back of my wife's SUV. And hey, what size shoe you wear? 10? Can you squeeze in a 9.5? The guy said, yeah, here. Right? Kids who needed basketball shoes, take them. I don't need them. And I just became happier with less, if that makes any sense.
Mm.
And it's no issue. Lamborghini's coming soon because cars are my passion, right? And even when it comes, it's not going to be a publicly known thing. It may already be in my freaking garage. Who knows, right? I'll never tell. But the thing is all the things didn't it didn't make me happy. Time did. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Time is so key. Now, one question's come in, other than a few people saying, "Hey, Andre's a beast." Uh,
Oh
are
my
you still
God.
teaching how you trade?
Yes, I do. It's a process. Again, I don't teach anyone who just sends me an email. If you are interested, it's just what Andre at chartartisttrading.com. Follow directions. If you don't follow directions, I'm not going to even respond to the email. Not on no jerk stuff, but more it's a reflection on how you are as a human. So if you are interested, go there and just don't be afraid to reach out. I respond. I don't care.
Cool, awesome. Right, let me share my screen, and what we're going to do is get the the
The
Forex
formulator, the
simulator,
mad scientist.
the Forex simulator software up. Andre, do you want to remote into it? So we're not going to do a proper Forex simulator challenge here. This is more of, if you guys got questions, lob them in. Andre's going to show you some stuff here. If you want to actually see him do a particular pair, and we've got it here on the list on the side, please chuck it in the chat and we can load that up. We'll
Or even
just
if they want to look at live charts, like I don't care. We can do either or.
Yeah,
You
all
guys
live
got me
charts.
for
Just
about
just say we can fire something up there.
you got me for about 30 minutes because as I told you before, you know, stupid male mind, I forget things.
Yeah, Andre's got to shoot in about 30 minutes, guys. So yeah, please chuck in the chat if you've got a pair, or you want to see him go onto a live chart or have a look at the back tester. It's up to you, and he'll walk you through some stuff here. So waiting for the chat, guys. Let us know.
Anywho, but yeah, I guess the point of this too is like I want to help. Like trading is giving me so much, and I believe it's time to, you know, people are struggling out there, right? And again, you know my beliefs. I don't believe the market's manipulated. I think it's education, right? And most people fall for the trap of buying high and selling low. And again, that's something we'll talk about. Oh, good old gold.
Yeah,
Oh, the
people
beast.
saying gold, so let's go with gold.
Okay.
Um, and if we get time, GBP JPY live. So yeah, do you want to sort of we're on the 15-minute chart
I'll do
here.
my thing.
Yeah, do your thing. There is one question here. What do
What's
you
up?
recommend for impatience? Have you got any sort of
Scalping. And it's mainly because you're, again, you need to look at you. Why are you impatient? Right? Like for me, I wanted money now. I needed money, right? Just, and that is just like the wrong way to go about it, right? Because again, I was that guy that was asking my dad for money every couple of weeks and having to swallow my pride to do so, right? That was who I was. And if you're impatient, it's probably out of a lack of a need, and maybe the need's not even real, right? Maybe the need is just uh, how we put it. Maybe the need is just fictitious. So really analyze you, take a look at you and your financial situation. If your financial situation is causing your impatience, um, make some money some other way, right? Or here's the other thing: you probably haven't defined your trade. You haven't defined your setup. And once you do that, and like I told my group recently, the most important aspect of trading is peace, peace in your strategy. I can go to bed at night, sleep like a baby, win, lose, or draw. Doesn't matter. Disconnect from the outcome. You can't control this thing anyway. And like as I was telling Cam, it's always your best guess. Disconnect from the outcome. Be comfortable doing be comfortable doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you're blue in the face. That's it.
mm, it is a key, getting it
Yeah.
do it just doing it over and over again. That's
All
the
right,
key.
let's
Right,
see.
let's have a look. So you're on the monthly
All
here.
right. So
Um,
I'm a higher time frame trader. This is who I am. And again, it will take the you work to discover who you am, who you are, who you am. Wow, there goes my public school education. So again, buy low, sell high is the name of the game. So I'm going, oh, whoa, geez
yeah,
Louise. There we go. So it's really similar to trading view. I've never seen this in my life. So I'm going to mark out the highs and the lows. Okay. And I guess we go start. Now, you always have to have and if this happens, then I will do this, right? Another tool, it's very key. Again, it's mass psychology. What is this? Trend line. What do you think everyone was doing at this trend line? Shorting, right? But again, and again, I'm not saying trend lines don't work. Again, I know people will use trend lines very successfully, but again, use the tools that you have. But I'm simply going to mark out the high and the low, and let's start. So,
actually,
first criteria.
let me control that because
All
it's
right, thank
probably
you.
if you want to do you want to start it? Do you want to run it as
Oh,
a because it's on the monthly here, right? So it's going to take forever.
okay.
You can run it on like you could do every. Sorry, let me grab this every day.
Yeah, let's do every day.
Okay, right, and I'm just going to set
So,
that back to 0 100. Okay, so you can click on that little button there to go through each day,
there we go. Son of a monkey. All right, here we go. So,
or you can jump to the daily chart if that's going to be easier.
oh yeah. Okay,
It's not. Yeah,
cool.
you can jump up and down time
Yeah,
frames.
I'm thinking software for
Yeah.
effects. So then, okay, let's go to the weekly and see how did this market move. Okay, I like that. So go ahead and play it, Cam.
Okay, so let's go through on a daily basis.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, week. We'll go weekly. Do you want to go? We'll go
let's go
daily
daily.
because
Let's go
otherwise we'll
daily.
run out of time. I think in
Okay,
terms of
let's do that.
the running on the 17th. Okay, so all
Okay,
right.
I'm actually going to get rid of the. Can you get rid of that trend line for me?
This one here.
Yeah, it's useless for me. Okay, let's do it. So now, first criteria is uh, breakout, right? So analyze this range right here. I haven't had a daily breakout of this range. Now, what's a breakout? It needs to close above. So first criteria is I need a breakout right here. So
I'll straighten
I
that for you.
thank you. You know my OCD. Thank you. Perfect. So let's get that breakout. Let's see if we can get the daily to push through there. Okay. So it's pushed through there. You have two options. And gold's a beast. You typically have to buy low and sell high. So now with gold, even if gold, you gotta watch everything. So even if gold gets here and we take a buy, when if price touches this yellow line, we'll take a buy. All right. And how do we do that again, Cam? I'm on here looking like a straight
Right. So
novice.
so you want to so let me just grab this here for a second.
Oh, so
So
you probably have to do the limit order thing, right?
yeah, so if you want to, if you yeah, because we're doing this, we could either go really low to like a 1 minute time frame or something, or just a limit order here.
Yeah, let's do a limit and see what happens.
Okay, and you're just going to go. We're going to do one lot, and we're just going to go
Yeah, just
order.
do, yeah, that's standard risk.
Okay.
Now, our first criteria, if this even works out, is that high, the closest high to it, because that could be a level in which the market just says, screw the longs, I'm going short. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
Simple, right?
It didn't trigger. It
Ah,
didn't
you
trigger.
son of a monkey. And that's what happens. So
If we go to the,
yeah,
we'll see
it
how
is what
long,
it is.
we'll see how
It
long
is
it's.
what it is.
It didn't even come back. It was,
That's
yeah.
the story of my trading career, Cam.
So
That's the
that's,
story of my trading
yeah.
career.
It didn't even come back for that. So, okay, let's go back to the daily.
Let's go back to the daily. And so now we have, let me skip to the weekly to see where we're at in relation to our range.
So my question for you on this is,
What's
so
up?
why would you not? Sorry, how did you sort of, how were you confident that that wouldn't like, come down and break through this low here, and if you had your stop under here, take you out of the trade, that you're so confident it's just only just broken out of that range that it could then have a chance to push up.
All markets move the same. Nothing's different in any market. Every single market, stock market, equities, futures, everything's the same. There, everything's the exact same. Crypto, exact same. But the problem is people don't, traders in general, right? They don't have, I'm struggling for the words here. Instead of looking for systems and all that other stuff, look for market behavior. And when that market behavior happens, take the position, right? And that actually circles back to the question the guy asked about patience, is knowing when to take your trade and when to get in your trade. That's my trigger. And I win, lose, or draw, if it happens, I take it. I don't care what happens. I don't care about the outcome. Win, lose, or draw. It is what it is. So let's weekly.
There is
You almost
another
gotta
question that's come in here.
let's
So
go.
what's the best thing to do when you've not made any money yet?
Depends on where you're at in your life personally. In your life, do you have money saved? What's your goal with trading? Right? It depends. Here we go. It depends. Where like it literally because I can speak from my experience. When I didn't have I was negative $657 in my bank account. I didn't have anything. Just I don't want to sound all cheesy. Just the idea that I can actually do this. Um, you trust the process. But if you haven't defined your process, you don't have anything, right? Just define the process. And I say just it's a super oversimplification because at 7 years in, I'm still learning, right? So that's how I do it. All right.
Another question's coming. We may as well get through these questions first.
Yeah.
Do you use the COT report?
No,
Okay. Another one is so how do you manage the dynamic lows and highs?
I don't worry about them. Here's why I can't control them. So once you get really skilled, man, I'm gonna sound like an egomaniac. I'm sorry. Once you get really skilled, you can project where a high and a low will come, right? That takes time. I'm 7 years in and I'm just getting that good, and I'm not the best at it. Sometimes you have to let the market make a lower high and then you trade, right? But it's an oxymoron because how do you know it's the lower high? Trading is your best guess. You got to find the tool that'll give you your best guess and trade accordingly. That's about it. I hope that answers your question.
Now, another question is somebody wants to look at BTC.
Yeah.
And what's the question here? Could you please take a look at BTC and share with us your thought about probable scenario that might unfold?
Yes. So at
Can you predict
BTC,
where Bitcoin's going to go?
if they only they knew. People in my group are gonna laugh. So BTC,
You can see it on the
um,
screen, right? Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Let's look anywhere between 40, 43. Where's it at?
I can't see.
43,880 and
You might need to
what's the,
click. You got to click on the screen to.
I know, hold on.
Oh yeah.
43,880 and 43,880. Sorry, I don't use trading, you guys. I use the same thing. I use MC4 for everything.
I know you looked at MT5 at one point, didn't you? But
I
you,
did. I actually did really, really like MT5, but 40, what was that price? 43,880.
do you want me to set that up for you? Might
Please.
be easier.
Yeah, I'm horrible with trading you.
Okay. There you go.
With a
Perfect.
maximum high point of, let's say,
Oh, for fuck.
45, 45,800. So anywhere in there is where I think BTC is heading. So we had the long, we had the long on Bitcoin, we had the short, and then we had the long. We had the long come in at 29,284.
You need
That's
to
where we
click
had,
if
that's
you
where
need
we're
to click
running
if
longs
you're.
from. So, and I say we, meaning some of the guys in the group that look at crypto.
Yeah.
So we got the long coming from there, exactly right there. And the first stop in my eyes is that 43.8, 43.8 level. That's the
Uh,
key level. Now, two things can happen there. I would say it's always going to depend on how price moves into the level. So, and then to get tricky, we got to start talking about like liquidity, which is not stops, and how price gets there. So let's say price gets there and shows signs of reversal. And again, it may not be a reversal because even to get there, it has to break another key level. So let's say we get there. We're going to have a price movement, right? It may be a big one, it may be a small one, but we'll definitely have a movement there. But it could be either a reversal or a pullback, and you have to be able to discern which is which, right? Um, Now, I do believe that Bitcoin could pull back to 34. What's that price level? 34,450.
down here, yeah.
I think it could pull back there. It just depends on where it goes first. Now, if it goes there first, I'd be willing to long it. I'd be willing to long it up into that 48. What did I say, Cam?
34 450,
You got such a good memory.
and
Yeah.
then 45 800.
So I would be willing to take a buy there up into that 43.8, right? And again, it's going to depend on how it moves into that level, but I think that level, because again, you don't want to be buying right now. We're at highs. Don't buy at highs. It's a seller's market. So wait for a retracement, and I'd be looking at a long down at that level. And I would only be willing to take it to a maximum price of that 43,880. If it breaks through there, I would hold it until, oh sheesh, 57, 5,800, 58,000. That's where I hold it to. If it gets through there. Doesn't get through there, no, just a no go.
And one question is, what makes that a key level? And I'm 58,000. And I'm thinking he's talking about sort of this area here. Why is that a key level there? That 43,880.
Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand it. So I think I want you to study that level and try to understand it for yourself. Because again, trading is a lot like glasses, right? I've never seen Cam with a pair of glasses on, but if I said, hey Cam, take my glasses and go get in the car and get my wife from work, Cam's gonna tear some stuff up on the way there. So our vision, our vision isn't the same, right? Is what I'm trying to say. So what I want you to do is I want you to try to find the rational behind those levels, um, and come up with your ideas. Because me telling you my rationale, it'll go like this, and it doesn't matter, quite frankly. Not to be a jerk, but trading is literally your perception. So that's how I find my key levels. Just that simple.
Another question is liquidity equal tops for you?
No, but okay, here we go. It depends. It can be. Highs can be liquid, right? And again, not liquid with stops, because stops are, when you see an order book, stops are everywhere, right? Stops are everywhere. I've had the privilege of seeing the order book a couple times. Um, Shout out to the person who showed me. Stops are everywhere. So yeah, you got to be able to determine if a high is liquid or not, or the opposite end of the spectrum, if the low is liquid. Um, if you feel that, and again, here's my rule of thumb. I'm going to give you my rule of thumb. I will only take a high one time. I will not take a second or a third hit of a high, because why? It's draining whatever's there. The whole support and resistance thing is I'm just gonna be blunt. I don't think it exists, because what you think is support, and again, I'm not saying you, but what most people think is support is really an empty range. What most people think is resistance is really an empty range. So you got to think of it. And I may have told Cam this analogy before. So Cam, I'm going to come to your house. Cam, I have this hammer. Okay, this hammer is magic, Cam. Every time I hit your wall's going to get stronger. Don't I sound stupid?
Yeah, I think
So are you
you
gonna
have
let me
told me
hit
that
your wall?
analogy. Yeah,
Are you gonna let me hit your wall?
yeah. No,
You would
no,
let me
no,
hit
no,
your,
no, no,
okay, I'm
no,
like,
no, no,
Cam,
no, no.
really?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I know what you say. Yeah, I do remember it now. I do remember the analogy. It's in one of the
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, we're both dumb. If Cam lets me hit his wall, his wife's gonna beat the crap out of me, right? And she's probably gonna beat the crap out of Cam with my magic hammer, and both of us. So you got to think in terms of that, right? Escape kind of, okay, question everything. Question everything until you can solve them.
And on that note, somebody says key level as it's a support, a previous support. Is it because it's a previous support level? It's a key
I see
level.
buying pressure. No, I don't think in terms of support or resistance. I see buying I see buying and potential selling at those levels. That's all. Literally, that's it. Nothing crazy.
Cool. Right. Let's. I think that's with the BTC. That's a great explanation of BTC.
Does
What?
anyone
Let's
want
jump back
another?
into this.
Okay,
See if
let's
you
do
can
it. Yeah,
see
let's
if you can
do
get into us into
it.
another one.
So, okay. Oh, weekly. Let me jump to the monthly. I gotta find my mouse. Jump to the monthly time frame. Yeah. Okay. So, do we have the date on here by chance?
Down the bottom, if you click on it, you should be able to. So it's
Okay.
2017.
Excuse me. So, I'm gonna keep this line where it's at, and let's go weekly and daily. Okay. Now let's go a step. Can you go a step forward for me? Because I don't want to buy here. Oh, that's exactly why. I wouldn't want to buy there, mainly because again, that's a high price, and everyone who believes that the trend is your friend, again, will be long there. The whole reason I wouldn't, and that's the whole reason I wouldn't want to buy there. I'd rather buy a pullback, right? In terms of a viable pullback to where that broken highs at, but it's also going to depend on how we finish out the month and how we finish out the week. So again, there we go. It depends because it really does depend. Can you play another candle for me?
This is on a weekly chart. Oh, sorry, it's
Yeah,
going to be another daily. Yeah.
that's fine. I don't. It
Okay.
doesn't
Yep.
matter.
There you go.
One more. Okay. And let's go back to the daily. See. And this is the problem. Again, it's not necessarily the problem with how I trade because this is a trade here. This is a proper breakout. And I should have had it on the daily. Why? Why? Because even if you're monitoring highs and lows, you need the breakout, right? Especially in gold. You need the breakout. Why? Because these are just, how could I put this without being too technical? It's a reference. It's the last price the market passed through. And so, with that being said, where do you think we have to pass through again in order to keep going up? Right here. Now, if I am looking for a breakout, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna look right there. Okay. Can you play it for me? And let's see how we respond. Okay, one more. Oh fuck! It pulled back. I see. I swear. That's where I would have bought. That's where I
Yeah.
would
Okay.
have
Right.
bought
So that's
right
that's the
there.
line you drew. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where I would have bought because
We're at the
now
weekend.
if that if that holds, I still have to get through that high, right? And if I can get through that high, let's go to the weekly. And you notice I'm only doing this on the higher time frames. When you get caught up in the lower time frames, what happens is you have no idea what's moving price, right? So then you kind of get caught up in those whirlwinds where everyone's running their mouth and complaining about how unfair the market is. Ah, the market's fair. One thing you have to, okay, I'm going to confuse some people, but I'm just going to say it. Why here? Why here and why here? It's a zero sum game. The charts reflect it. And if you take one thing away from anything that I say today, it's a zero sum game and it's reflected on the charts. This is exactly why I'm placing these lines and why I'm placing them. It's a zero sum game. And you have to learn how to take advantage of that on the actual charts. Um, oh, who's calling? Oh, my wife. She, 10 more minutes. Can we, is there any more questions? Because
The only other question is from Ambrose, who's saying, can he do top down analysis, please, so we know his process?
okay, what pair? Tell me what pair. We'll do it on TradingView really
We'll
quick.
just do it on TradingView.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll do it on
because
TradingView then.
I gotta take a
Oops.
20-mile drive, and I gotta, and then I gotta get
Well, let's
back through
go with one of the
traffic.
pairs that somebody else said was GJ.
Okay, let's do GJ Farm.
Let me just sort it out here. GJ, where's GJ? Okay. Right, there you go.
Okay, so on GJ, I am looking at this move up. I'm right now this move up on GJ from um from here. Okay, I can kind of work TradingView. I'm viewing this as a retracement phase. Or why? And again, not on no Elliott wave stuff because I don't subscribe to any of that. I think it lags too hard. So I'm looking at GJ to do a couple different things. I'm running longs on GJ. Okay, here and rectangle. Again, nothing is really precise, right? But I'm eyeing specifically right here. And dun, 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 box. I keep touching the wrong one. And so I was eyeing the long right here, very specifically right here. Now that limit order didn't get triggered. What's my target? My target's right here. Okay. Now, oh, this is Zoom, right? Can I annotate?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Um, view options, annotate. Okay. Get ready for what I like to call in my group is probably going to laugh at this, my Ray Charles analysis, because these lines are going to be screwed up. So I'm eyeing a move into here and then a potential pullback, right? A pullback into here and maybe a dip through here. If that doesn't happen, here's the other plan that I have on GJ. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
So you want it to fill that wick again, yeah? You're expecting it to fill that wick,
Test the high.
and then sorry, then come back and test the high.
So what I'm expecting it to tag here. Now, two things are going to happen here. It's either going to make a new high, come back, and go this, right? Or it's here, break down, come back. And in that instance, I'm eyeing something on the clear out.
There's a bit
Go
of a
to the
delay on the
weekly.
old Zoom, what Zoom shows in
That's
the
yeah,
chart.
that's good old Zoom for you.
Ray Charles, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's definitely not it's not weekly.
Because you can actually draw on. There's TradingView's got a drawing tool somewhere.
I don't know, Cam, I don't know how to use it. I'd be doing you
Yeah,
guys a bad disservice if
yeah,
I even attempted to use that.
yeah.
So
I don't even know where it is. I've never used it myself.
so let me clear off my Ray Charles stuff here. See, I would have said Stevie Wonder, but I don't believe Stevie Wonder's blind. That dude can see. He's just got the whole world fooled. Clear. Okay. And then here. So now I'm gonna go inspect here. One, one, back to the four. Here. Looking here. Okay, so now let's go back to our monthly time frame. So I'm narrowing my risk down very, very carefully. So if GJ does end up coming back down, if it hits here and comes back down to here, this is my window. This is my exact buy window right here, right here. But then again, it's going to depend on how it moves down. And what you're going to find is with trading, there's never a solid answer. So let's say this holds and we start moving down, blah, 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 right? And we come into here. Now, on this way down, we're going to generate some key levels and somewhere in here. So if I get a price move out of here, I can plan to be wrong. So I plan to be wrong somewhere in here. But if I'm right, I'm going to look for a price to pick up some selling pressure and then shoot a little lower. If I'm right, depending on how it moves down, it should make a new high. And there you go. Look at that drawing. It's fucking awesome.
And
Sorry,
so
Cam.
that's. I mean, as you said before, the market's fractal. So that's really just on any time frame.
Any time frame, any time frame. But I think here, people have to understand there's only two elements to the market, price and time. Master them. And I don't mean time in the sense of, oh, it's 5 o'clock. No. You have to master price and you have to master time. You master that, you will achieve a 90 to 95% win rate. Okay, I'm overstating. You're going to achieve at least an 85% win rate. But even with that, you have to define your risk parameters. Risk before anything. Risk before anything. And then you want to monitor what price and time do at your key levels. That's all trading is, level to level, level to level. But it's not support to resistance. It's not support resistance. It's level to level. And once you understand how price and time truly work, you're gonna real. Can I say something kind of controversial, Ken?
Oh, go for it, mate.
Once you master price and time, you will understand that 95% of the people out here in the trading space are full of mess. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. But on that note, I have to make a 20-mile hike.
Cool, guys. Well, look, let's wrap it up there. Thank you very much for coming on here,
It's
Andre. I know it's
Cam. It's
been a
always a
while.
pleasure. I'm sorry for the couple swear words I said. It just kind of, me, it rolls off the tongue, but
It's less than
yeah.
normal, so the YouTube
The
algorithm will probably
meditation's
be,
paying off, man. The
yeah, mate,
meditation's
yeah.
paying off.
Hey
And
guys,
if I can say one
yeah,
more
go
thing
for it.
for any and every trader out there, balance your life. And even back testing, if you're back testing the same thing over and over and over and over again, you are ingraining bad habits into your trading. So make changes. And the other aspect, balance your life somehow. Yes, you have to work hard, but every single day, and I learned this the hard way, because I almost lost my mind trying to make it in this business, and it's not worth it. Nothing's worth your peace of mind. The other thing, do at least one thing each and every day that's going to make you happy. One thing, one thing. Disconnect. So this is what I tell the guys in my group. This is kind of how I separate my life and my day. I look at it as hats. Okay, bear with me. This will make sense. I promise. This is what kind of helped me mentally. I'm a dad. I'm a trader. I'm a mentor. I'm a husband. Uh, I'm a son. I'm an uncle. I'm a lot of hats. I'm a lot of hats. When I'm sitting at my desk and I'm trading, I'm a trader. That hat comes on. When I disconnect, I'm Andre. The Andre hat goes on. If I'm with my kids, I kind of wear two hats. I'm dad and Andre. They kind of go hand in hand. When they go to sleep, the dad hat comes off. If I'm mentoring someone, the mentor hat comes on. I'm not dad at that point. I'm Andre. Manage yourself. Find a way to manage yourself. And that's kind of how I manage myself. And again, don't let you trying to make it in this trading business put a strain on anything in your life, your relationships, because it's not worth it. The market's always going to be here. The market's always going to be here. So yeah, that's one thing I want to tell people. Like, it's, again, success is success, but at the end of the day, don't sacrifice who you are for anything. That's all you have is here. That's all you have. Protect that at all costs. Don't let trading. I've heard some crazy stories about what people have done to themselves over trading and over markets in general. It's not that big a deal. It truly isn't. And I have the benefit of looking back at my life. And I know some of you guys don't. So again, protect this. Do something every day that keeps you on the ground and keeps you happy. Balance yourself somehow, and I promise you'll have realizations. Either trading is or isn't for you, and maybe you make it in some other aspect of your life. But do something you love every single day. All right, I'm done trying to be the guy on the wall back
Awesome.
there.
Hey, last question.
What's
You
up?
guys want to know how they can follow you? Is there a way to follow you? I don't.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. Look, you're only going to see pictures of me getting beat up at karate by my sensei and having bruises all over myself, and maybe some pictures down when I go to the beach. So my Instagram is underscore, no, it's at underscore Andre Lavelle. I had me Instagram, Cam. I don't think you followed me on that one. So it's Andre Lavelle, but just with an underscore. Um,
I'll put it in the comments, guys. So if you
yeah,
guys want to find out what it is, I'll put a
yeah. So
link
it's
to it in the
at
comments.
underscore Andre Lavelle. If you're interested in the program, just keep in mind I don't accept everyone because, again, I have to manage this. Uh, it's Andre at chartartisttrading.com. And again, I'm very upfront. If I feel like I can't help you, I will likely send you to Chris Laurie. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Andre, for coming on the
Thank
show.
you for having
Guys,
me, Cam. I appreciate it.
thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Trading That.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cam. I gotta hit the freeway. I
All right,
appreciate
mate.
it. Everything. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Cheers.